Hello and welcome to your beginner's guide for Garden Horizons. Now, I'm going to be going over the most basic stuff about the game first, and then we're going to move on to how to make millions. So the most basic stuff about this game is the seed shop and your farm. So this seed shop is where you can buy two types of different plants. You can buy one-time use plants and then reusable plants. So with the one-time use plants, it is a very easy way to make quick money fast. And then the reusable plants is how you make money long-term consistently. So the one-time use plants are as follows: carrot seed, onion seed, beetroot seed, wheat seed, cabbage seed, and all the rest are reusable, regrowable seeds. So once you enter your plot of land, your garden, you want to get your carrot seeds and then just start placing them down like this. But you don't want to harvest them straight away. What you want to do is, right now it says unripe 1.4 and you can see a multiplier going up. You want to wait until you get a 3 times lush. Now the 3 times lush is the maximum it can go, and that will give you the most money. So when you plant these vegetables in this game, you want to wait until you get 3 times lush. So you kind of have to be patient when you're playing this game. And then these are one-time use, as you can see. So I picked them up and now they are gone forever. But let's say I use something like corn. And let me just quickly use a watering can, because a watering can does speed up the grow time, if you didn't know. And then once you have a fully grown corn plant, you will see a corn appear at the top of the plant. But when you harvest this corn, the plant doesn't disappear, it regrows. So this is how you get consistent money, and carrots is how you get fast money. And then another starter tip that will help you progress in this game super quick is codes. Now to enter a code, you want to head up to the top left where there's an open settings button. And then once you click that, you want to scroll down until you see a thing called codes. Now there is currently 2 codes in this game. There is code number 1 called release. So you want to use that because that will give you a bit of money. And then if you join the Garden Horizons group, which you can find on the game page, you can use a code called Dawn. Now, if you don't join the group, it will say no permission. So you do have to join the group for that one to work. But release works without being in the group. So you want to make sure you use both of those codes when you first start this game. Now once you have progressed past the carrots and the corn and you are making a little bit of money in this game, and you can now plant a bunch of corn and a bunch of carrots, and then you're moving on to stuff like mushrooms, tomatoes that you can see over here. You want to then wait until they get something called a mutation. Now, an event did just occur. Right now, it is foggy event, which you can see. And that means there is a chance your fruit can become foggy. So as you see here, your apple has become foggy. And then we wait for the next one. It will say your bell pepper became mutated with foggy. So there is a ton of events in this game that can help you get more money. And when you plant something like beetroot, you want to wait until you get multiple mutations. So this could take a lot of time, but it's generally worth it. Like if we have a look at this beetroot right here, it has lush, which you get naturally. It has starstruck, shocked, foggy, and flooded. And all of those multipliers are cell multipliers. So you can imagine how much money I'm going to get from this one beetroot. Because if I sold this beetroot at only 3 times lush, I will only get like 6k. But now because it has starstruck, shocked, foggy, flooded, I'm going to make a lot more money. So when you plant in this game, when you plant something expensive such as rose plants, banana trees, birch trees, apple trees, you want to wait until they get mutations. So if you would like to see all the mutations in this game, I can show you that now. Now these are every single mutation in the game and what cell multiplier you get for that mutation. Now, I don't think there's a limit on how many mutations you can get on a single plant. Like, look at this one. This one has lush, mossy, shocked, foggy, starstruck, sandy. So you can just imagine how much money I'm going to make from that. And then this cabbage over here, it has lush, chilled, sandy, starstruck, and shocked. And this cabbage, this seed, cost me 150,000. So this one cabbage is going to give me over like $2 million. But when you're first starting the game, you don't want to stack mutations as much as I am. You just want to get like 1 or 2 and wait for it to be lush and then sell it, because that will give you enough money to progress in the game. You are going to need a lot of money in this game because onion seeds are $200. And then if you want to upgrade to like beetroot seeds, it costs $2,500. Oh, there's a tomato seed. I'm going to buy that. Thank you. And then the most expensive seed in the game, which is the cherry tree, and that is $1 million. And then another really good tip for this game is the quest board. Now, this is a very easy way to make shillings, which is money, and seed packs. So every time you get quests in this game, there is a chance you will get money or seed packs. Because if we look, all of these are for money, but if we go to my weekly quests, I have Dawn seed packs and Gardener seed packs. Now, if you don't know what they are super OP. They are Robux seed packs. Because if we take a look at this crate on the left, you will see Dawn seed pack and Gardener seed pack, and you can buy both of these for Robux. So doing these quests will give you a Robux seed pack. So it's super worth just spamming those quests. Because you never know, you could get lucky and get a 1.5%. Just imagine you actually got one of these. And then another cool thing about these quests is you can actually refresh them. So as you can see, I have done all of my daily quests. But if you press this button right here, you can refresh that quest for 350,000 shillings. Now, these are the weekly quests, so it costs more to refresh. But if we go to the daily quest and click refresh, you can see that this one is going to cost me 100,000 shillings. Now, these daily quests do start at 50,000 shillings to refresh. So you want to make sure you are making enough money where you don't have to worry about the cost anymore. Because these daily quests do start at 50,000 shillings. And then once you refresh them once, which I have already done today, they go up to 100,000. And I'm assuming the weekly quests are going to double in value as well. So once you refresh this once for 350,000 shillings, it will then cost you 700,000 to refresh it again. Now, the daily quests do cost less than the weekly quests because you get less rewards from the daily quests. You get better rewards from the weekly ones. But you could get lucky with the daily quests and get a seed pack because that's what you're looking for. But if you also need money, then it's also a great way to make money. Now, another tip is when you progress through the game and you're starting to make a lot of money, you just want to buy every single seed you see every 5-minute restock. Because those quests, this will link to the quests, some of them require you to do missions such as plant 80 corn seeds, plant 25 strawberry seeds. But if you've already progressed through corn and strawberry seeds, you're going to want to have a bunch of them spare in your inventory. Like right now, I have 49 onion seeds, 8 strawberry seeds, 289 carrots. And that's because I've been refreshing these quests and I need a lot of seeds. And it's going to take you a long time if you just buy what you need every time in the shop. So every time this shop refreshes, you just want to spam it. Another beginner tip in this game is when you join a game and your friend is in the game, your connection, you actually get a 5% cash boost. So you get a 5% sell boost. So the more friends you have in your game, the more cash boost you are going to have. So if you play with a bunch of your connections, your friends, you will have like a 20 to 25% cash boost. Now we're going to move on to the gear shop. Now this gear shop, you don't really want to worry about this gear shop until you've progressed quite a little bit through the game. And this is where sprinklers come into effect. Now watering cans do speed up your plant growth. Here we go. Water your plants and make them grow faster. But if we take a look at the sprinklers info, it tells you boost crop growth and fruit size decently. And these last 5 minutes, these basic sprinklers. So if you put this next to a plant that is growing, you will get bigger fruit. And that means more money. So if you're rich enough, you want to just spam every single sprinkler you see in this gear shop. Because sprinklers will give you bigger fruit, which will equal more money. Because if we take a look at this turbo sprinkler, increases crop growth and fruit size solidly. Now the word they used on the basic sprinkler is decently. So this turbo sprinkler will give you bigger fruit and it lasts for 10 minutes. And then we have the super sprinkler, which is $100,000, which will massively increase your crop growth and fruit size, and this one lasts for 15 minutes. So buying sprinklers and using them on your super rare plants, it will get you a ton of money, especially if you're stacking mutations like we spoke about earlier. So if you're stacking mutations and using sprinklers to make the fruit bigger, you are going to make millions. So now I'm just going to take you through a little tour of my garden because I have been working on it. I have 2 plum trees right here. I have a couple of bell peppers that you get from the seed packs. I have some rose trees. I have a bunch of banana trees. And then we have birch trees, which you also get from the seed packs. Beetroots. Now these beetroots are a one-time grow. So I'm literally just planting them and stacking mutations. So right here is probably millions worth of beetroot. But the longer you stay on the game, the more mutations you are going to get. So if you like AFK this game overnight or just AFK it for like a couple of hours, you have more chance to get a ton of mutations on your plants. And then I have 3 potato plants over here. I have 3 golden berries that you get from the seed packs. I have a ton of apple trees. And this is where the money maker happens. This is wheat and cabbages. Now, cabbage is the second highest cost item in the seed shop. And this costs 150,000. So I'm trying to stack this with as many mutations as I can. And the same with the wheat. This wheat costs 12,000 per seed. And then, last but not least, I have my tomato farm. Now, you might be wondering why I don't have mushrooms or strawberries or anything like that. It's because I've already progressed through that stage. But I'm keeping the seeds. I'm buying the seeds in case it pops up as a quest. Now, another thing to mention, I am completely free to play on this game. So I have got to my position in this game completely without spending any Robux. Now, to wrap this video up, I am going to do a crazy sell. Now, watch this. I'm going to harvest all of these beetroots, and some of them have shocked, starstruck, foggy, soaked. Like, some of these have, like, multiple mutations, and I am going to sell them all. And these are not just going to be the things I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell even more stuff as well. I'm also going to be selling all of this wheat as well, because I want to make a lot of money in this video, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So that is a ton of wheat, and I'm also going to be selling this cabbage. This cabbage is going to net me like $2 to $3 million. Now, I do need to unfavorite it, so there we go, because there is a tool which allows you to favorite it, and that will stop you accidentally harvesting it. And then I'm going to harvest all of our tomatoes, all of my potatoes, all of my roses and bell peppers, all of my bananas, all of my apples, and my inventory is full. So this is going to be the biggest sell I have ever done on this game. Are you ready? This is going to be multi-millions. Here we go. How much? Oh, this is going to take a minute. $9.8 million. Wow, I just made 10 mil from selling my garden. That is crazy. And that is your full guide on the new Garden Horizons game. So if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. And if you really enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with your Roblox content. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.